Hey guys, this is Andrew from the Minecraft tutorial, and today we're going to be talking about server management. Let's get started. So I'm going to break this tutorial up into 3 parts. The first one is updating your server. So we're going to go to minecraft.net. This is the new minecraft.net. And on the bottom right we're going to press download. Alright. So this is the download page. At the very bottom we're going to click minecraftserver.jar. And I've actually already downloaded it because my internet's being super slow. Alright, so once you have it downloaded, we're going to double click on our server folder. And then we're going to drag and drop Minecraft server over into our server folder from the downloads folder. And then it's going to say there's already a file here with the same name. We're going to press move and replace, and boom, you just updated your server. Nothing will be lost, and you'll be able to play with the most recent server. Alright, next up we're going to be talking about this right here. Its name is server, and it is a properties file, and we're going to double click that. And this should pop up. If it doesn't, right click server and press edit, or press open with notepad. Alright, so in here I'm going to run you through what each of these do. First off is level name. So this, let's say that you wanted your world to be named World 1 instead of the default, which is World. So we're going to type in World 1 right here. And so that's going to make the server search for the folder World 1. So you see our folder right here is named World. If we want it to use this one, we'd have to change it to World 1. Alright. So next up, we'll talk about Hill World. Right now, Notch has it so that you can either start your world in the regular Minecraft world, or you can start it in the Nether. If you want to start it in the Nether, you change this to true, and it will start you in the Nether. Next up is spawn monsters. True makes it spawn monsters, false makes it not spawn monsters. I'd recommend putting it on false right now just because it slows down the server so much. Next up is online mode. So what online mode does is it communicates with Minecraft.net, and it makes sure that all the players on your server actually have bought the game. If for some reason you can't access Minecraft.net, you won't be able to access your server unless you change this to false. If you change it to false, then you'll be able to access your server at any time. But I would not recommend that because it makes it really easy for hackers to change your game, and to with Java the possibilities are endless with what they could do to your computer. Next up is spawn animals. Spawn animals, if you set it to true, spawns animals. If you set it to false, it doesn't. Right now I would recommend putting it on false because there's a spawning issue with the latest update. It spawns a ridiculous number of everything and really slows down your server. So I would recommend putting that on false, but it's your choice. Next up is the max number of players. 20 players takes up about half a gig of RAM. If you want to go to 40, you'd change this number right here to 40, and that would take a gig of RAM to run your server with that many players on it. Next up is server IP. Leave that blank. Next up is PvP, or player versus player. If it's set to true, you can hit each other. If it's set to false, you can't touch each other. Next up is server port. If your server ever tells you there's another server running on that port, you can change this number right here to any 5-digit number that you want to. So I'm going to put it 25566. 25565 is the default. I just changed mine up one. Now if you want to do this, to log on to your server, you have to type in your IP address, colon, 25566. Alright, so enough about our properties folder. Let's talk about actual server management. We're going to run our server. Alright, let's talk about some console commands. We're going to start with help, H-E-L-P. And this will pop up. These are your console commands that you are allowed to use. I'm going to take you through them one by one from top to bottom, starting with kick player. If you don't want somebody on your server, type in kick space and then their name. I'm going to use player 1, and it will kick them from your server. If you don't want them back ever again, type in ban space their name, and it will ban them from the server. If you want them, if you decide that you don't want to ban them anymore, type in pardon space their name, and it will pardon them. Next up is ban IP. This is if you want to ban an entire IP address from joining your server. It's ban-IP and then their IP address. You'll know their IP because it pops up on this console when they log onto your server, and that will ban them. If you want to pardon their IP, type in pardon-IP and then their IP address. If you want to OP a player, which turns them into an administrator, type in OP space and then their name. That'll give them all of these. They'll be able to do anything that you can do with this console. If you want to take away an OP, you type in DOP and then their name. If you want to teleport one player to another one, you type in TP space the first player's name space the player you want to teleport that player to. So TP space player 1 space player 2. Next up is give. Give gives you any resource in the game. To use it, you type in give space player space the ID of the item space the number of the item that you want to give. So the ID, I'll put a link in the description of all the IDs of all the resources in the game. Next up is tell. Tell is you can talk to one specific person in the game. You type in tell space player 1 space the message you want to tell player 1. The next 4 are important to your server. The first one is stop. It gracefully stops the server. It saves everything, saves all the chunks, it saves the player positions, the inventories, and then shuts down the server. Save-all. It saves everything. It forces the console to do a server-wide save. Save off is if you do not want your level to save. I would not recommend typing this in because anything you've worked on will get taken out when the server goes down or crashes. Save on turns turns back on the terrain saving. List lists all the currently connected players, and then say. You type in say space and the message that you want to say, and it'll pop up on everybody's screen who's playing on your server. It'll say in purple, it'll say server and then the message that you typed in. To use these console commands in game, you type I'll type it down here. You type \, and then, for example, if you want to kick somebody, \kick player1. And the \/ will tell it you're trying to use a server command, and all your OPs can do this, and you being the administrator can do this. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, you can send me a message or put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys.